There we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Evening with Roxanne. I am your host, Roxanne, here at Odyssey of Ascension. I used to read that better. Oh, yeah, there we go. Odyssey of Ascension. There we go. Hi, everyone. Hope your Sunday's going well. I've had my stomach issues back again, causing great havoc within my digestive system. But we're getting through it. Anyways, I wanted to talk more about discernment, and I'm actually not going to talk tonight. I'm going to bring Sylvester in. I've talked quite a bit on here, and Sylvester, I have a stab on my ear. Anyways, hi. Hey, Theo, how are you? As you come on in, just welcome yourself. Say hi in the chat. If you like us, give us a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed and you're new here, you're just running across the channel. We channel every Sunday, or I talk every Sunday about various subjects that I've learned about ascending into our higher version of our self-consciousness. Anyways, I am going to bring Sylvester in and let him talk about more on discernment, because I had some confusing ideas. Hi, Lori. Not so much recently, but before it was a thing with me, and I was quite a little bit confused about aspects of the mirror, which led me to some different ideas about discernment, and there was some layers there. And on one slide, I talked more about it. I was going to talk more about it, and then he goes, "I can talk tonight," and I was like, "Okay." So I'm going to bring him in, okay? So welcome, Sly, everyone. And again, for you guys tuning in, thank you all for choosing to hang out with me a little bit here on Sunday evening. All right, stand by. You have to pardon Roxanne's energy. It is kind of low because her body is on the mend. Sometimes you have physical ailments. This is going to be a side note. And sometimes you have vibrational shifts where your conscious mind and your inner intelligence aligns. And if it is in a pace of rapidity, then the body has to catch up. And sometimes the frequencies are quite a distance apart, and therefore the body adjusts with what you might consider an ailment, pain, discomfort, things that are out of alignment. So it doesn't mean necessarily you're out of alignment. It means that whatever you've just evolved is now in the body, and the body is catching up, so to speak, or the vibration is gone, but your body still is adjusting itself. Maybe a better way to say it. So her energy is quite low, and we will be gentle with her tonight, so to speak. So let's talk about discernment. There was a confusion time about the vibrations that Roxy would feel. And we talked about this before in the class at some depth, but also in YouTube, in some of the channelings about the mirrors, right? So let's say you feel anxiety. There's an interpretation out of the blue. You just feel anxiety. You're in a room, you have people, things are going on, and then you get an anxiety attack. Name high or low is irrelevant. It's just that you recognize it. First step in any transition is recognition. Everybody knows that if you've watched any of our videos. We absolutely adore observation, leading to recognition, leading to choice, to transcend the belief system that is no longer structuring the alignment of your natural self. And you change belief systems, and then finally you stop believing and you start knowing, and ta-da, you're whole. Okay, so when you're in a room and you feel anxiety, That's time for discernment. And you're going to go, okay, am I feeling anxiety about whatever I just reflected in the mirror? The mirror is telling you your emotions. Absolutely. But not all the time they belong to you in that sense. You have anxiety within you, but you don't literally have it as a belief because you've transcended it, but you feel it. So who does that belong to? That's what you have to discern. You can look around the room. You can go up to a person and say, hey, let me ask you a question. Are you anxiety about anything? Did you just think something? Because the mirror offers everything in the room and the vibration might be them. Now, I know there's a big stigmatism on the spiritual world that talks about empaths, okay? And they go, I'm taking on everyone else's energy. Woe is me. I'm a hero. I'm a victim. They don't suffer. I do. Okay, and that's such bullshit. That's fucking trying to be a hero or something. You can never take anyone else's pain away. All you can do is enhance your own version of it with the truth. So if that anxiety feeling is outside of you, then you know that is your ability to feel the vibration that would equate to human psyche co-creation of anxiety, guilt, hope, anything like that. Any of the behaviors that humans choose to posture. And there are thousands of them, right? So if you look at the idea of that anxiety as I'm feeling them, but I'm not taking them unless I want to take that truth and make it mine, then I get to feel anxiety about nothing because it was offered from an outside co-creation. And then you can feel anxiety and you can say, okay, I'm going to take their anxiety away. No, you can't do that. Stop. Stop with your arrogance. What you can do is create that in your universe, cultivate in that in your kingdom, and experience that for however long until you put that fucking piece of shit down and let it go. That's what you can do. Now, if you feel the room, talk to some people, no one had an anxiety thought, then you must discern yourself. And when you find that relationship, I am anxiety about this, no. And then you finally are digging and digging and digging, and you finally say, oh, that's it. I had this old thought, and that person's behavior triggered a memory which brought up this scenario, and now I'm afraid in my now from something in the past that might be happening in the future. And now you're working the gift, the tool, the skill set of discernment. Okay, in the Bible, they talked about the acts, and the acts and the gifts of the Holy Spirit. Well, discernment was among them. Discernment of spirits is, I think, what they call it. So you can actually discern your spirit and of others, right? It's a gift. No, it's a skill. It's innate. Innate? I don't know if that's right. It belongs to us. Everyone has the skill set of discernment because you discern your reality, but not in a context of humanity's polarized version of reality anywhere outside. Discernment is done differently in a much more multidimensional level from many, many different perspectives. Because as you ascend yourself, your linear point of view starts to dissipate and your multidimensional perception of reality starts to show itself to you. And you can start to discern a little bit differently, not between right and wrong, which is just a children's game at one point. Okay, when you get past the children's thing, again, the Bible, everyone at some point must put down the childish things and become an adult. Well, Ramtha said it as well. He says, stop being a child and start being adult. Most adults are children. Emotionally, they're polarized as a truth. Look at the politicians. Look at the news. Everyone is left and right, good or bad, positive and negative. That's a child's game. All of you have mastered that. When you evolve past that through discernment, you start to understand relationships on a more broader scale, not only linear, but also angular to it, and then dimensionally as well. So you begin to see so many different perspectives when your lens of focus has been on this or that, us and them, internal, external, inside, outside, subject, object. Those ideas start to diminish and you move into a field that you all of a sudden see that everything in my universe is a vibration of reflection that aligns with me at this time. And then your discernment goes to work. Okay? Now, when you find that little idea of that anxiety, to get back to a little bit of a focus here, you got to even discern what you've discovered more. So just because you recognize the scenario and where the trigger happened, where the trigger of any emotion happens, don't just look at the picture. Start to dig. Start to chop that piece of meat up into tinier pieces of meat. Look at each morsel. Look at each idea. And keep finding it until you dig all the way down to that one tiny little grain of understanding. Something that lies deep within you that is a vibrational resistance to the nature of yourself. Gods by nature, as a natural unconditional being, do not feel emotions the way you would perceive them. We have them, but we are not reactive. Since you are separated and identified as a personality, you are very reactive. People get triggered all the time. Watch YouTube for 10 minutes and you'll see the world is getting triggered because their feelings are hurt, or this is that, and there's that, and everyone's trying. It's part of human revolution. Details, don't fuck with it. But for you, you have to do is keep discerning in that thing till you find it all the way down, right? And then when you know it and understand it, you own it. I can't say enough about surrender, allowance, discernment, and patience, courage, and of course, discernment leading to ownership. I said discernment once, but leading to ownership. You've got to own what you know that is yours. Don't be embarrassed about it. You have to stand on a truth that when you were birthed here, the big gestalt smashed you down into a tiny little pinhead of total compression, and you popped out into this co-created reality of physical, and you don't know anything. You don't remember anything. You are a clean slate. And then you're birthed into a world of separation. So of course you're going to take on the motif, the outfit, the identity of separation. Of course you're going to be polarized. Of course you're going to see the world through an objective lens, a counterance to yourself. Hey, Smitty, of course you're going to do that. And now your humility allows you to recognize the mastery of your journey for choosing to be separate, and then the ability to change that through discernment. And then when you own it, you decide not to behave that way anymore. So when anxiety comes up, instead of you reacting to anxiety, you discern it. You slow the fuck down. Is this mine, or am I feeling it in this room? Oh, no one's in the room. It must be me. So if I'm feeling anxiety, I'm discovering the next part of me that is ready to transcend into a vibrational resonance of myself naturally. What greater gift can you present to yourself? All of you are fascinated as a human, and I'm going to umbrella you here for a second. All of you are fucking fascinated, and those fascinations are attached to emotion. So when you get exciting news, or you get good news, or challenging, you watch your emotions. Watch how they conduct and change your behavior, and positive and negative and mediocrity, all of them. And if you can do that, then you have the ability to slow down and observe and start to discern. And the natural emergence of the self will happen the less and less you choose your personality. The more and more you choose change in every moment, then the natural personality is what's going to emerge. The Divinicus self, as we call it over here at Odyssey Ascension. The new self that is truly divine. So this work that we lay before you, those of you who choose, and those of you taking the master classes, you understand that it's up to you. There's no hero coming to rescue. There's no purpose. There's no, what do you call it? Finish line. It's not a race. You don't get a report card, and you sure as fuck don't need to be re-encycled to learn a fucking lesson. Reincycled, reincarnated. Roxy, come back here, darling. You're okay. She's off in La La Land. She's distracted. Okay. So so Roxy, let's take Roxy. Let's do a side note here since you guys were interested. For fuck's sake, guys, hit a thumbs up. Give Roxy some help. My God, we got one. Give a thumbs up to Roxy. Okay. So let's look at incarnational cycles. I'm going to draw something. Last class cycle. Good stuff. Great class last week. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. Thanks for it. So I'm going to represent myself as Sly, as this circle. Okay? I'm Sylvester. I'm my own entity. I'm a being. I'm multidimensional. As I was birthed, I learned to create personalities and project them into different physical realities, non-physical realities, dimensions and densities that you, as the person you are today and the focus you are today, can't even comprehend. You can't even comprehend there's no words, there's no vocabulary for it. Oh, there we go. Look at that. And Debbie, shout out to Debbie. Hi, Deb. It's Sly. Good to see you, darling. Say hi to James for me. That's Debbie. Very good friend of Roxanne's. Actually, her best friend for sure. Offers a $25 super chat, they call it, Rox? Yeah, super chat. Awesome. She says, thank you, darling. So let's look at Sly as a whole. So I'm busy. I've got incarnations going on all the time. Okay? Now I want you to focus on this. So this is you guys represented, whatever your collective whole name. If you want to know, ask. And what you get, trust. You can discern between your ego. Your ego is going to give you some maybe human name like Joan of Arc so you can be proud. We're not talking that. We're talking the entity name. And it might be a simple translation. That's Sylvester is the translation of my vibrational name into English. It's more than that, but that's a good word for it. Okay? So just take what you can get if you want to know. So let's go over here. And right now, this is Roxanne down here in human land. Okay? Now, this is an evolution of me. All of this is feeding my gestalt, right? It's feeding my gestalt. That's what it's doing. I'm growing because of everybody here that I project in all of my worlds and different ideas of layers, okay? So Roxy goes through an incarnation. And now let's just pie this for a second. It's a piece of the pie. You see that? So this is now Roxanne. So she goes through 1, 2, 5, 10, 30, 70, 1,000, 5,000, 100,000 fucking lives. She was insane. She could have been her entity before. You guys can, most of you probably can already have been your own entity because you're awake. So that's a big clue that you're ready to move on, and you probably could have, but you wanted to develop yourself in such a way. So Roxanne, through the idea of her incarnations, not all human, but that's the portion of me that became the human. Okay? That became the human. And now this entity, Roxanne, way down here, in her evolution, is ready to become her own collective. And when she learns, she'll learn to project herself into co-created realities for the development of herself, her whole collective, and she'll spend 10 million years doing that. Whatever, it doesn't matter, because there's no time. So all of you are developing a portion of yourself, a portion of your collective. So you don't come back here. You don't come back here because you have to work off karma or you have to make things right. That's an obligation set by fucking humans. And if you buy it, you live it. That's what it does. That's how it works. It's not a truth that stands outside above all. Don't be rude to yourself. Don't treat yourself as less than, because that is an absolute cesspool of victimization. If you choose to come back and say, you know what, I was a pretty shitty mom. I want to get better at being a mother. I want to develop it. That becomes your choice. There's no self above you going, oh, you failed miserably. You were a bad person, a big, mean bully. You need to go back. If not, I'm going to spank you. Okay? Don't be a fucking child. Be smart about this. Be intelligent. Everyone creates their own universe. Everything is subjective. The truth lies in the eye of the beholder. Everything you bring as your truth creates your reality, and you're the only one who feels it, touches it, sucks it, licks it, sticks it. Period. Be smart about that. Right? Appreciate. Who is standing behind me? That's not standing behind me. That's me as a whole behind me. I'm right here behind Roxy in the physical idea because I project from behind. So if you can see me, then you have some good discernment. Good job. So your incarnations is a developmental of yourself. And you live many different lives as humans. Some people live 5 lives and that's it. They got it. They like, I'm not interested. I know what I want to know. And that's up to that portion of me. I'm not going to decide for me because I am me and that is me, but it's also itself as itself, just like one or all or one. One and all are one doesn't apply to one and the all. That same rule applies to all ones, creating alls and their reality. So you must know that. It is always in flux. It is always belonging to the subjective point of view that you are the one and everyone else is the all. No matter what creator is saying that truth, it is true. Okay? So learn that. All right. So discernment. Work on that for yourselves. Don't be rude to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't buy into someone's idea because it sounds like you're going to have an identity and maybe you'll be a hero or a victim, or maybe you'll have a purpose. You're enough. You're enough. You're enough. Your existence is enough. I gave Roxy a dream in the dream realm, right? I worked with her on something just to make sure she understood. And she woke up, not yesterday, this morning, yesterday morning. She woke up yesterday morning so happy, so excited. so unbelievably fucking ecstatic because I gave her the dream, which I create in my own co-created reality, as well as the participants, all of myself in my dream state layer, all participate on this, are involved in all the dreams. We'll talk about that a little more. We talked about it some in the master class. So about her existence, she woke up realizing, oh my God, I'm alive. I'm not in non-existence, and non-existence doesn't know it doesn't exist. It has no idea of itself because it isn't a thing. And she is. Oh, she was so happy. She was so brilliantly happy. Let's see, Jennifer De La Garza. Hi, name Jennifer. She asks, you're welcome, Samantha. Would it help to dismiss our physical eyes and go by vibration alone? Okay, how about this? That's a great question. Vibration is first. Physicality is second. You remember, you get an idea, right? And that's a thought. It comes through as a thought, and you perceive the thought. Original thought comes from your collective whole. Reactive thought comes from your memory. So pay attention. So the original thought comes in, you feel an emotion about it, and it's exciting. And that's the truth of you. But then you have a but. But then your mind thinks and reacts to that with its vibrational truth, the personality you've created. And sometimes it goes, yeah, but what if? Right? And that's the same thing as the eyes. The eyes, the physical eyes, are a co-created telepathic idea of projection that your eyes perceive what you are telepathically co-creating. So when you walk into a room, let's say, get up, go out of the room, come back in. Everything seems to be in the same place. It's not. What you did was recreate everything in that place, in that exact place, because that's the telepathic agreement of the room. So what you're doing is you're telepathically projecting onto a mirror, a vibrational reflective mirror of these items. And then when you go up and you touch them, you have the experience of space. So space equals movement. And you have sense and you have gravity, so you have weight. Right? So all of that is part of the co-created reality and the laws within there for the experience that aren't set in stone, but are standardized by the human because they learn that. But nothing is set. This is a projection. So let me give you something. Roxanne, happy Sunday, beautiful day, much love to love and light. Hello, Sunflame. So let me give you a projection. Since I'm projecting this, and Roxanne needs to project this as weight and law, and it's going to fall if she drops it. But what happens if you just project it in the air? How do you think the monks levitate? How do you think people move stuff? See, the humans buy into laws and their belief systems don't let them go outside the law. But you can actually project this anywhere you want in the room. But you can't do this with this mind, because this mind is a reactive mind. It's a human mind. You have to get to know this mind first, the mind that is creating the intelligence of your whole. So meditate on that for a little bit and see what you come up with. Take the journey of exploration. Okay, exactly. I've worked on IKEA for 10 years. The most interesting part is what to realize is that we're all seeing a light, and it is minds through the visual cortex and then created an image. Absolutely. Based on the light or the data we're receiving. So to go back to Jennifer, absolutely. You can trust your intuition, your vibration, and use that to navigate your reality. And if you were very, very discerning and observant and connected to your telepathic, You could walk around anywhere in a room completely blindfolded and know exactly where everything is because you're creating it in that space-time. See, sometimes when you're not paying attention to the moment, you stub your foot. Now, did you actually walk into it, or did you place something in the room that normally wasn't there, like it's 2 or 3 inches closer and you stub your foot? The latter is something to look at. Yes, that's why you have different perceptions. Absolutely. So that's the idea that I wanted to talk about for Roxanne on discernment. You keep that tool sharp. You use it every freaking day, not against, for yourself. Inclusive your reality to I am in my kingdom. And you're here to awaken yourself, to shed the layers of constriction, of conditioning, of resistance. And the mirror offers that in whatever way. And remember, you can feel someone's energy, and it may not necessarily be yours, but you discern to find out and decide. And if it is someone else's energy, you can offer something if you want to, if they ask for it. And if they reject it, say, okay, go play in your playground. Never take teaching to preaching. Ever, ever, ever. Don't teach and then preach if they're not paying attention. You let them go. You gave them it. It's going to seep in and align with them. And if you're not the person that offers the next piece of light, it's not your job. It's one and all. Your job is you. Okay? Focus on you. That's all I've got, Masters. I'm going to get Miss Roxanne back in here. We appreciate you all coming in. I am Sylvester, Roxanne's Collective Whole. Thank you for tuning in to Odyssey Ascension. Shout out one more time to Debbie for the wonderful super chat. And Debbie, again, say hi to the kiddies and, of course, to James. We bid you all a good day. Yeah, you'll have to forgive my energy, folks. I'm just, Sly's my fave. Yeah, it's been a brutal time with the stomach in the last couple of days. It really knocked me out. Anyways, love and light to you, son. Thank you, Jennifer. Guys, a great crowd in here tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks, Deb, for the super chat. Give me a call anytime. I know you're up north. Give me a chit chat if you want to just shoot the shit. I'm around. I love you guys. Okay? Go and journey. Learn your discernment. Make yourself better. Fall in love with you. Take out what doesn't belong. Put the trash on the curb. Put it down. Let it go. Go back into your kingdom. Clean up. All that good stuff. Okay? I love you guys. And all of you out there, go and journey. Journey well, Masters. Okay? I love you. Good night, everyone.